On a knoll overlooking Jenkins and Elkhorn Lake stands a majestic building with a remarkable and interesting history. Made with red brick and trimmed with regal white porches, for generations it has stood as a building of beauty. Many of the residents of Jenkins were born there and have other memories of their stays in the hospital on that site. Others had loved ones who would spend their last years there as it became a place to retire. At the time of the building's construction, there was a contract between the Nickola Construction Company and the Consolidation Coal Company. This contract would have the construction company build a total of 7 towns in 2 divisions. Because the first setup for the town was very basic and everyone was living in tents, safety, health, and morale were the first 3 things on the Consol's construction list. One of the first tents erected at the construction site was an infirmary. The first building was a small temporary hospital complete with 2 doctors and a nurse. This not only boosted the morale and safety of the construction workers, but as part of the deal made with Mayo, it opened its services to local population and boosted public relations. The hospital would be one of many buildings that would rise from the valley and sides of the mountains. The completion of the construction of the hospital was during 1915. As part of the deal with John C. Mayo, residents of Jenkins would benefit from the hospital as well. If you were a citizen of Jenkins or the surrounding area and you needed medical assistance, you would be treated at the hospital. It was an open-door policy for all who needed help regardless or if they were families, minors, or locals. Consolidation Coal Company sold its holdings in Jenkins to Bethlehem Mines Corporation in 1946. The hospital was one of the owned property holdings that was sold. Bethlehem Mines Corporation sought the help in maintaining the hospital for the community, and a deal was struck. The Jenkins Hospital changed its name and proprietorship of the hospital. Jenkins Hospital became the Sharon Heights Hospital. The Catholic sisters from the Congregation of Divine Providence would manage the operation. These sisters' mission was to operate the Sharon Heights Hospital in 1946. Consolidation Coal Company transferred complete control over to the Sisters of the Divine Providence in 1948. According to the Mountain Eagle, Sharon Heights began to open its doors to both contract and private patients in April of 1948. By February of the following year, the American College of Surgeons accredited the hospital. The Sharon Heights Hospital of Jenkins became fully accredited. The Joint Commission on Accreditation of Hospitals accepted them. Sadly, there came a time when the hospital would close and a new chapter would begin for the building. The sisters operated the hospital until late 1962, and the hospital closed its doors on March 7, 1963. At that point in time, Jenkins Hospital was the oldest working hospital in eastern Kentucky. The property was still owned by the Sisters of the Divine Providence. The Macon Community Action Council, with the help of the federal and state grants, founded the Golden Years Rest Home in 1969. The hospital property was leased from the Sisters of the Divine Providence for the new rest home. The scheduled opening would be for the summer of 1971. The new Golden Years Rest Home would have a 50-bed capacity. It would also house the elderly from the age of 62 and older. The group, the Letcher County Golden Years Rest Home, was successful in obtaining a charter. They would be a non-profit corporation with the purpose of securing the property, remodeling said property, and having the operation of the property with the express purpose as a home for the aged in the area. In August of 1969, there was a request for $116,000 from the Kentucky River Development District Board. This money would be used to remodel the hospital for use as a rest home. The Kentucky River Development District approved a $75,000 grant during September of 1969. They then approved an additional $52,193 for the improvements and renovations. By July of 1970, special impact funding totaling $127,193 was approved. This would be for the renovation of the old Sharon Heights Hospital. The total of the grants given to the renovations amounted to $370,386. Other loans and grants were administered by the Farmers Home Administration, donations from the Macon community, other residents, as well as the Leslie, Knott, Letcher, and Perry County Community Action Council, otherwise known as LKLP. On February 3, 1971, the building formerly known as the Sharon Heights Hospital at Jenkins, Kentucky, handed over the keys to the building as contracts were being signed. The terms of the $142,700 contract were signed after 2 years of efforts. Bill Kraft and the Letcher County Community Actions Council were instrumental in achieving this goal. The Golden Years Rest Home was set up as a personal care facility. Because the level of care was lower than that of a nursing home, residents were free to leave and conduct their daily activities with minimal assistance. January 2007, Larry Bruce Huff walked away from the home. He was later found frozen to death when he strayed too far from the home in freezing weather. This sparked the Letcher County Sheriff's Department to start a new program called Project Lifesaver. Each resident would be given an identification bracelet that would permit their locations to be traced. The doors once again closed on the building on October of 2011. The building was found not to be up to code and needed over $850,000 in renovations to continue working as a home for the elderly. After a lengthy time through the court system, the property was finally sold to a private resident in 2014. We would like to thank one of the current owners of the building and property. Jennifer McClure has been extremely helpful to us in obtaining dates of this incredibly special building. We deeply appreciate your help and thank you very much. We thank you for continuing to support Kentucky Tennessee Living as we bring you the history of the Appalachian Mountains. Please like, subscribe, and share, and ring the bell for notifications of future videos. And be sure to leave us a "Hey y'all" in the comment section below. Thank you for continuing to support us and watch our videos.